Hi everybody, Adam here. Welcome back to our Lego room. We have reached an important milestone. Excited to finally have the track all back together around the layout. And for this milestone, which was a little while coming, I'm going to put the Union Pacific through its paces around the layout, and maybe we'll add another train or two in. But basically, just want to make sure now that all of the track is lined up properly with each other. There's no bumps or lumps that will knock things off and askew as they're moving around the layout. Not often we see the yard area as open as it is currently. It will be really nice to be able to start putting all the trains back into the sidings and the yard area there as we move on to cleaning up the Lego City and the other end of our layout over there. Although everything's coming together pretty nicely, but for now, let's focus on running some trains and seeing if everything is working the way we expect it to. So, slight change of plans. We've got the A and B unit for the Union Pacific moving around. When I was running it or trying to run it with the other cars attached, it wasn't really moving at all, or very little anyways. So I'm gonna need to do some investigation and see what's going on. Maybe, a wheel, something's gone wrong with one of the wheels, or maybe a part is loose and we're getting a bunch of friction. But whatever it is, it was not happy. So initial trial here is with the locomotive and the B unit, and they're moving quite nicely around the inner mainline loop, and then they're cutting short and coming through the yard, which is really nice to see. Everything's pretty smooth on that part of the track by the looks of it. So I'm going to look at this from a few other angles, and then we'll try having the Union Pacific just moving on the main line, so not taking the shortcut through the yard there. And if all of that is good, then we can add another train onto the outer mainline loop and see if that works. So first off, let's go get a different vantage point, see how things are in behind the city. Don't pay too much attention to all the chaos in and around the city. Getting those trees all sorted out and getting all of the train cars back onto their appropriate spots on the layout is the next step here. Everything becomes a bit easier though once you've got the track all sorted out. So nice to see that is all working the way we expect. Running really smoothly through there, nice to see. I love that T-junction. It's such an awesome addition to that end of the layout there, giving trains the ability to move through the yard. Really, really happy with that part of the layout. It would be fun if we were able to have a T-junction at the other end of the yard as well. But just having the one there is cool on its own. Really gives us some interesting options for moving trains in and out of the yard. So that's all working really well. Quite happy with that. Let's now head to the inside of the layout and see if we can get that Union Pacific just moving on the main line and see how it performs there. So we've got the switches changed up here. So let's see what happens. Hopefully no chaos ensues and everything is fine. On the inner track there on the main line, there's not too much trouble that the Union Pacific can get into. But happy to see that that is actually the case. So it's moving pretty smoothly through there. Quite happy with that. Let's watch it go through its paces one more time. Then, like I said, we'll add a train to the outer loop. Check how that is performing. And then maybe as a bit of a bonus at the end, we can take a few minutes and look a bit closer at the Union Pacific, see if we can see any initial issues with any of the other train cars. Yeah, it's working really well, super smooth, so that is nice to see. So we've got the Maersk locomotive out on the track by itself. Didn't want to add any extra cars to start with, just to make sure everything is behaving as we expect, and everything seems to be doing what we want. Yeah, it seems super smooth. There's a couple switches I can hear that sound like they're off kilter from where they should be, but that's pretty smooth. That's doing everything we want. That's really nice to see. It's always one of those things as you put things back together and, reassemble here on the table. You want to make sure that there's no little bumps or issues that are reintroduced from everything being moved around and reassembled. And it seems like we've got things running pretty smoothly, which is really nice to see. The next step is definitely going to be starting to get the trees back into the layout, extending out these trains. We will keep working on that over the next few days. But super happy with how this is performing. The only gotcha at the moment is we just need to figure out what is up with those other Union Pacific train cars, because it would be really nice to be able to have those running like they normally do. So I'm going to try to get those set back up so that we can do a few tests and see if we can narrow down where the problem is with those cars. So we've got the baggage car on. Everything seems to be working as expected, which is nice to see. I did stop the Maersk train. It jumped its way into the yard on the T-junction there. That it happens time to time. We'll take a look at that later. I think once it's got some more cars that it's pulling there, it should be fine. So I'm not too worried about that. But the baggage car on the Union Pacific, everything seems to be running as expected. I don't see any issues. Looks pretty smooth all around. Okay, so I think we want to stop it here, and then we can add another car on and see how that works. Added the last car onto the train. Seems to be running not bad. That is good to see. I have to go fix that switch over there in a moment, but we'll leave it for now. It's not going to hurt anything. So that's running really smoothly. So I think we need to add on so it's one of these last two cars. Okay, we're gonna add one of these on and see how things perform. So it's definitely booking it along the track there. Still performing okay. I noticed a little bit at the startup. It might just be that I wasn't getting it going fast enough. I really don't think so though. Wonder if the motor's losing a little bit of its power. Maybe I just didn't have it. Maybe I didn't have it going fast enough with the other car added on. But that all seems to be moving as I would expect. Super happy with how smooth the ride is. It's moving really fast. I don't see any real drag or nothing seems to be rubbing on the tracks at all. That all seems solid. So maybe it's this last car, or maybe there's just something that was off when we were doing our initial run. So let's take a look at this last car and see if we can get the train moving around smoothly with all 6 cars attached. I guess 4 cars plus the locomotive and the B unit. So we've got all the cars now, and it is moving largely okay. But definitely, you can see it's definitely struggling a bit more. I could try cranking the speed a bit more, but it does make me wonder if we're just not getting quite the same power that we were before, or if there's something off with one of the wheel sets in there, because it's definitely not as fast and smooth as we used to get. Gonna take some more investigation, I think, but I'm happy to see it all running for the most part right now. Yeah, it just really struggles getting enough power or grip to get through this corner over here, which it never used to. I don't really think. You can see like it gets through it eventually. We've got enough. And it seems like it's moving not too bad there. Interesting. Does make me wonder if it's the motor. Should be unfortunate. We could always consider adding some more power to this one, so it should be able to navigate the turns with a little greater ease. But I mean, this isn't a crazy corner. It's definitely struggling though. Well, we're gonna have to do some additional sleuthing and see what we can find. Maybe try swapping the motor on the Union Pacific. See if it makes any difference, or maybe try swapping a few of the wheels out. But overall, super happy that we have the track all set up again here in the Lego room. A fun milestone to reach. Going to be a lot of fun to repopulate all the trains into the yards. We will get some other trains ready to run around the layout in future videos. And we're gonna work next on getting the city part of the layout cleaned up and continue to build that out so that we get back to our sort of peak, sort of optimal layout look and running configuration. So lots ahead, but super happy with the progress that we've been making here. And like I said, it's a lot when you're taking stuff out to shows, especially with the volume of mills modules and track and trains that we take out with us frequently to shows. So nice to be able to get over that stop that there. Nice to get over the hurdle here of getting things initially set up. And it's going to be nice as we sort of tidy down this area here. Will be great to have everything looking great on the city side. Will be awesome to have all of the landscaping up on other modules in the layout. So lots to come, but really happy with where we've gotten to so far with getting things back into, a running state here on the layout. Now, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please make sure to do so that you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. And thank you very much for watching. We will see you again soon. Take care. Bye.